Dirt roads to rock crawling, two-buck chuck to screaming eagle, moonshine to 50-year-old single malt. We talk about it all here on Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey with your hosts, Jason and Chris.
Welcome to the Wheelin' Wine and Whiskey podcast in the Ruby Track studio. Chris, it's episode 314. 314. How the heck are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good. How are you tonight?
I am doing well. Doing real well.
Yeah?
I get to sleep in tomorrow. I don't have to work tomorrow. So that means I'll sleep in until 5:45. Maybe 5:30. 5:30, 5:45.
Perfect.
You'll be on your third cup of coffee by then.
You mentioned we're in the Ruby Track studio. I just wanted to say that we were remiss last episode in the closing to talk about Ruby Tracks a little bit and tell our listeners to go to rubytracks.com to the website and check out their super cool hardware. And I just feel like we needed to do that. And I'd like to do it in the opening and closing.
There you go. Nice. Very good.
Ruby Tracks, get out there.
We're making our own taglines for it. It's freaking great. So, yes. Couple things before we get to our guest. And we teased this episode on the episode 313 by saying that we were going to dive into the Lance Camper rebuild, the Davenport Lance Camper rebuild. So we're going to bring in the Beam-In, I'd like to say, the Davenports here in a hot second. But the T-shirts are showing up on Instagram. People that have got the free shirts, they've been posting them up, tagging us, which is awesome. And notable was Mrs. Campbell, Jess Campbell, got one of our shirts, a nice blue shirt. Woohoo! So she wears it well.
Makes the shirt look better than any of us ever would.
Support, exactly. So we appreciate the support for everybody that went out there and got shirts. The free shirt giveaway, that won't happen again for another 10 years. How often does a blue moon happen? Once in a blue moon.
I'm not sure.
I need to look that up.
Might
Lorenzo.
be sooner than that, but
he lifted up one.
I got my new shirt too.
Yeah,
and
you got.
I also happened to buy. What?
Yeah, you got a shirt and something else.
That's right. I bought the coffee cup, the coffee mug, and boy, I'm really impressed with it. It comes. I got the color logo, the hero logo, as we like to call it, and it's black with a nice. The handle feels nice in your hand. So it's not. Some of those coffee cups you get or coffee mugs seems like they have these dinky little handles, and this one's. You can get your whole hand in there, and I don't have a huge hand, but anyway, and it has the logo or the hero logo on two sides of the mug, so you can see it either coming or going. It's great.
Really? Okay, that's cool. Did it come with coffee?
No coffee.
Okay.
That's extra.
Darn it.
I will say I was a little concerned about the packaging when the package arrived. It came with the shirt in a soft side bag. I could feel the box in there, but I was like, shit, this thing might have had a rough go of it. Because the way, UPS or whatever service, they're not gentle nowadays.
Huh.
But it's a pretty nice job packaging. They have the coffee cup or mug, if you want to call it that, is, kind of cradled in two pieces of plastic on top and bottom. So it kind of floats inside the box.
Okay.
It was well secured and safe and sound in there. So
great.
Yeah.
You got the color
good
logo
job
on there
to
too.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good job to our vendor.
Oh, that's cool. Well, Lorenzo just threw me his phone. It's every 2.5 years. A blue moon happens. So that's about right.
4 blue moons from now.
Yeah. That's about right. Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah. So that's cool. I'm excited that people took advantage of that, and we're seeing it show up on IG. So there are people listening and tuning into IG. So that's encouraging here.
They like us. They really like us.
So you mentioned right before the podcast that you need to get a haircut. I got a haircut yesterday, and she dropped a knowledge bomb on me. My Haircut stylist. What do you want to call her? Beautician? I don't know. Not a beautician because I'm already beautiful, but
A barber. You just go to a barber.
Well, it's a female though. Isn't that a male? Is that a male?
Barbarette?
Gender? Barbarette. Barbaran. The Beach Boys. Yeah. So, the average human hair grows a half inch a month.
Wow.
So 6 inches a year.
So what about an Italian person's hair?
It's like 14 inches a month.
So, I mean, you just grew a full beard in the time we've been recording.
Pretty much.
So
I do have to shave. But anyways, I just thought that was kind of a fun fact, because we drop knowledge bombs here. And we're accurate, too. Like, we do research and look it up, and we don't spread misinformation and then correct it like 2-3 podcasts later, like some other podcasters we know. Not mentioning names. Toyota suck.
No, let's not do that.
So let's. You got anything? Got any business or anything to do before we?
Well, I just want to, the whole facial hair concept
hair.
or talk. It's like I had a mechanic at one of my past golf courses that he was a little, Hispanic guy, Mexican guy, and I swear to God, he would come to work in the morning clean shaven, and by the time he would clock out, he had a full beard. And I'm not exaggerating. I was like, dude, what the hell? Is like 90% of your metabolism geared towards beard growth?
He's putting some Miracle Grow on there.
Something.
Yeah,
so I was impressed.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Not a whole lot going on. I mean, work's been silly. I will say that there's always a surprise that comes down the hill every year at some point, and hopefully that surprise is later in the season. But unfortunately, that surprise has decided to show up early this year, and that is
Santa.
Wild pigs.
Oh,
Wild pigs. Not Santa. No, I wish it was. That'd be great. Santa doesn't generally destroy stuff. These things are. They're literally a little four-legged rototillers. They're terrible.
Yeah, they get pretty aggressive there. Wild boar coming out of the mountains. Yeah, they're pretty prolific down there. So yeah, you're getting some damage, some boar damage, and yeah. What do you eating a lot of bacon and ham hocks and stuff now, or?
Well, somebody is. The hunter's hauling them away.
So yeah, you have a depredation permit and make them go away. Yeah.
Yep. Got to do something. I mean, it is. They're very, very. The population is exploding in California. And it's definitely a problem. So they issue depredation permits without too many questions.
Right.
So,
wow. Yeah, that's one thing we don't have to deal with up here. I do like eating wild boar, though.
There's no turf up there.
There's turf. It's just, it dries out quick. Let me tell you, up here with the low humidity and the afternoon wind, they call it the hair dryer that kicks on in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But anyways,
the tumbleweeds go flying by.
Yeah, tumbleweeds. It's not tumbleweed season right now. But that's coming. It's coming. I got some tumbleweeds in my yard. I gotta pull out. Lorenzo needs to eat more, but he's gotten used to this, chicken bake and everything that we're doing for him now. So he's kind of spoiled. Yeah, he's shaking his head. No more tumbleweeds.
Well, I know our listeners also want to, hear some voicemails, and we're still working through that.
Oh, you had to bring that up. I wasn't even going to mention it.
Well, I am going to mention it because we got to work that out, and when we do, it's going to be epic. So
it's going to be epic.
So stay tuned, listeners. For a future episode, the episode will probably be entirely a voicemail episode. So
I saw Donnie
taking
called
a chapter out of the.
Donnie Rover Don called in, so you know how he ended his.
Well,
Toyotas suck.
Well, then there's no Toyota people here, so.
That's cool.
No Toyota people on this podcast.
All right. And then one last thing I have before we dive into Lance Camper remodel here. I mentioned at the end of the last podcast that Logan, he wanted a snail trail sticker there. I said I'd send in a snail trail sticker to him. So I assumed he had a Toyota, right? And he messaged me and said, "Just listen to today's pod. I do not drive a Toyota. You guys are funny. I wheel a Dodge drivetrain swapped Audi wagon." And I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. Send me pictures. And he sent me pictures, and it's spicy. It's a cool rig. Let me see here. There. I'm showing you on the screen so you can see it. But,
so when he says Dodge drivetrain, does that mean it's a Cummins or it's a Hemi or it's a?
It's got a 318 small block, 727 automatic trans, double transfer case, 203/205, 40-inch tires on a Dana 44 and 9.25 inch. So yeah, and then he's got a picture of the engine here, and yeah, it's a Dodge V8. So
wow,
pretty cool. So he must
They use the same engine in that's what, a 5.2 liter.
Yeah, it'd be something like that at 318.
In my first Jeep.
Yeah, 318 would be somewhere in there. It looks
I had
like
that engine in my first Grand Cherokee.
Okay, it looks like he owns a tow truck company too, so he can get it to and from the trails. So there you go. No. Because of the Dodge drivetrain. All right. Well, that's cool. So awesome. I love it, Logan. Thanks for clarifying. I'm so glad you don't have a Toyota, but I'm sorry you got Dodge drivetrain. It is what it is.
Wow,
it's better
Dodge
than a
is
Toyota.
great.
Yeah. Our guests are
Dodge
clamoring. Our guests are clamoring, wanting to say something about Dodges, but you got their mic turned off or something. I don't know.
No, I haven't touched their mic.
Oh, okay.
But
well,
I can. I have the total power. Oh, their mic is turned off.
Make sure they're see. Now turn on their mic because
I didn't do it.
I'm going to introduce
They did it
them.
themselves.
So here we go.
All right.
They're
live and in the studio.
So, look at that, man! Rolled out the red carpet. The band was playing earlier. It's pretty cool. This Riverside thing.
They're treating you good in the green room.
The green room. They requested purple M&Ms. I'm not sure why. Purple M&Ms and Fireball and White Claws. So I don't know. I'm not in charge of the green room, so it's
all mixed together in a big vat.
Strange request. Okay, without further ado, it's Samurai James and Lady Samurai. How are you doing this evening? Are you there?
Hi, we're doing fantastic.
It's going great. Thanks for having us.
How's that green room treating you? You finished that Fireball off?
Great. Ever since we poured the Fireball out in the White Claw too.
You found the good whiskey. You're drinking something.
Yeah, we definitely know where that's at. We've kind of definitely gone down the wrong path on that one, but it's all good.
What are you drinking tonight?
We got the James E. Pepper. It's a new one that Rhonda found from Costco. It's about I think it's right around a $60 value for a 750 mil. What? $50. Oh, $50 bottle.
Yeah, there you go. It's getting cheaper.
And, it's pretty good. It's really smooth, really mellow. It's got some, I can definitely taste a walnut, a little bit of citrus, definitely the pepper, but it's super smooth. Very nice.
Right on.
Good value.
Right on. And Chris is drinking the hard stuff tonight. What do you got in your glass?
Good old high quality H2O.
High quality H2O. I've got water as well, but I'm finishing up a vodka cranberry that I poured. I needed something cool and a lot of it, and I knew whiskey wasn't going to be good. It was hot again here today, so there's more vodka than cranberry, but yeah, it's going down. It's going down easy like a Sunday morning.
Yeah, I thought about having an adult beverage, but my tummy's a little rumbly tonight, so I'm taking it easy.
Yeah, got the agitator on.
Yeah, I don't know. Coming home from work, I stopped at good old McDonald's, and I wanted a chocolate shake, and That's not sitting so well.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I think that's.
Their shake machine was actually working.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, the shake machine was working, but it's funny. You say that the carbonated beverage machine was broken.
Oh my gosh!
And they said that as I went up to the drive-thru. Just so you know, we have no carbonated beverages. I'm like, but well, that's okay. I want a chocolate shake.
You can't have both working at the same time.
Wow,
that absolutely not. No, it's one or the other.
Do they still do the Shamrock Shakes in March for?
Oh yeah, during St. Patty's.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah.
Nice.
They taste the same as chocolate shakes, but
I haven't been.
They're just green.
I haven't been to Mickey D's in a long time. Okay. Well, hey. Welcome. And we're going to dive into the Lance thing, but one thing real quick. Now that you guys are online, and I wanted to bring up. Cruising through Instagram today, I saw the Eric Wicks spaceship. What'd you think of that freaking car, man? How about those pictures that he dropped and the little collage, if you will, Keith Beam's handiwork there at Get Bent Fab. Wait till you see this car in person, and I can't wait to hear it and see it rip down the desert.
Yeah, that car is absolutely amazing. The last photos I saw were just unbelievable. That car is an absolute work of art. It's just unbelievable how nice it is. Eric's going to have a hell of a good time with that thing.
Yeah, man, it is insane. It's work of art. This is very well said, and I'd be afraid to race it, but it's so nice. But that's what it's built for, and Eric's not afraid to send it. So, that's. I mean, it's ready to go. I know he's out of town right now. When he gets back, I think he's picking up the car and start do some testing and tuning. And I can't wait. Can't wait to see it. And then we should we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Justin Wicks too. Or I'm sorry, Justin Hall just finished up his car and has been testing and tuning that. So we got a couple new cars out there that are going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see them get those cars on the starting line and watch them progress, because I guarantee both cars are more advanced than the previous cars. So it's going to be fun to watch the progression, and looking forward to seeing them up on that podium.
Right. It's going to be epic, man. It's going to be so good. All right. Well, let's talk about this camper remodel that we did. Reload, whatever you want to call it. It's reboot, something. So yeah, pretty cool. You hauled it away last weekend. It made it home. The roof didn't blow off or anything. So I think we're pretty solid. But I think, kind of want to talk about what we did, obviously. And then, just camper, you see this, it's a common problem with cabover campers, and it's usually the front window that leaks. That seal goes, the caulking around the window goes, and then you get water intrusion. Or the other thing that was what happened to you was it leaked on the roof corner right above the nose, and where the roof kind of meets the pylon. And it wreaked some havoc, man. We ripped that thing open, and I couldn't believe how much damage there was, and mold, and it was solid before. It was like right before King of the Hammers, that you discovered it.
Yeah, I saw that it got wet right before Hammers on the inside. Brought it home because I had it at our storage facility that we keep it at. And, I put 2 space heaters in there, let it go all day. And, I thought it really had dried it out pretty well, but I was definitely wrong on that one. Took it to Hammers. Luckily, it didn't rain or anything down there. I missed the whole snow event, so that was good.
Right.
But brought it back home and started doing some more investigation after Hammers. and you could tell that there was definitely some problems.
Yeah, you had called me up and you said, I got water inside my camper and my bed's wet, and I'm like, that's not good. So yeah, fuck. That was it. But you took it to, you dried everything out the best you could and thought you had it dry, and then took it to Hammers, and then brought it over to my house shortly after Hammers. So it was towards the end of February there, the third week of February, I think. You got it up here to my house, and we we did a little inspection on it, and then took some measurements and made a little wooden dolly with casters, lowered it down on that, and was able to winch it in the garage with the buggy. So we were working on it inside, and I could get it torn apart without throwing a tarp over it here in the harsh Nevada winter winds and snow and stuff.
Right. Yeah, that was clutch. Otherwise, it would have had to have been a summer project, and that wouldn't have been fun having wheeling season go by without home away from home.
Yeah. As it was, I think you only missed one trip. The Moon Rocks trip was the only one that you were homeless, so to speak. But Pete took care of you.
Thanks to Pete's adoption services, we did not go without a place to stay. So
he wasn't very
decent accommodations.
Yeah, it was nice accommodations, but unfortunately not very level. He didn't level out the trailer very well for you.
It's still though, the bed itself was actually not bad at all.
Yeah.
I mean, we put our heads up on the uphill side, and it was actually pretty comfortable.
Okay, there you go. It's like sleeping in a Chase Lounge.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
But so we started tearing into it and ripped off the front molding, and then got the front Phylon peeled back, and discovered they use cardboard to adhere the Phylon to this. So Phylon is this fiberglass, very thin fiberglass material, fiberglass plastic, I guess you can kind of describe it as that. But it's the siding that they use on the newer campers. And luckily, your camper is aluminum framed, so the structure is fine. You know, the engineering, the structural integrity of it was fine. It was cosmetic, and obviously the wood on the inside was compromised, and the wood is thin. It's called Luon, and it once water hits it, it just separates. It's like sheets of paper, and we were just peeling back this like an onion till we got to good stuff, and so I got an analysis of it, and there was black mold that just started right away. That was crazy underneath that Phylon. And I'm like, shit. And got all that out. And I'm like, okay, we're good. Styrofoam obviously is good. Everything. But it was still wet was the crazy thing. It was that cardboard was just wet.
Well, it's a relatively sealed environment still.
Yeah. Yeah. So
plus cardboard's nasty. It's not really a good barrier that's gonna, not soak up water. You get it wet, and it's gonna stay wet.
Right, exactly, and that's what happened. So yeah, and then so the outside was pretty straightforward, and then we were coming up with a game plan for the inside, because it was mainly on like the passenger side that where the damage was. And so we're like, okay, what are we going to do, with this? We're just going to rip out the bad wood and throw wood over it, or what? And there's wallpaper, on the inside. And then it kind of spiraled out of control from that point. What
it went downhill quick. I mean, I think overall, just the original plan was to, pull the Phylon back, see the damage, and then, like you said, it was just kept peeling layers, man, and it kept coming, and then of course Rhonda came up and saw it, and that's when it really went downhill.
With a woman's eye on there, and so we started talking about how we're gonna make it look good. I mean, structurally, we were going to be able to rebuild it, but we wanted it to look good too. And so, between the three of us, we came up with a solid plan. And what was that?
I think it was far more in depth than I envisioned, that's for sure. But needless to say, the outcome was amazing. But we decided at that point, since the walls had to come out, definitely didn't want to have to wallpaper back over whatever walls we, put in. That would have been a pretty interesting task. And so we were looking for something a little easier and just overall that was going to last a little while. And we came up with deciding to paint the interior of it. And then it was kind of a process of figuring out, okay, can we just paint over wallpaper? How simple will it show? Things like that. And then, of course, picking out the colors is always interesting. So,
yeah, so I like the paint idea. And so we ran with that. And Rhonda, said, "Hey, let's paint the whole thing." And I go, "Great, if you guys want to paint it, because I don't like to paint." So we ran down to Home Depot and got some paint chips, and I don't know, we had between the grays and the blues, we had like 12 different paint chips or so. It's quite a few.
Yeah, probably even more, like 20.
Yeah,
there was a lot.
And we were able to eliminate some
different shades.
Yeah, the different shades. And then, so we were able to eliminate quite a few right out of the gate. And then it was like, then we got down to like the top 3 and then having to pick that. But boy, it turned out great. So the walls ended up a lighter gray.
It's called Gray Mist.
Oh, Gray Mist. Okay. And then I don't know if it was your idea or my idea. I said, let's do an accent color on the front cabover part.
Yeah.
Who? I don't know. I don't remember. I think maybe it was
it was my idea. I said a blue wall up front, and you were totally on board as soon as I said it. And James over here was like thought I was out of my mind.
That's right.
And to be honest, I kind of thought I was out of my mind too, because I didn't really know what I was going to do with it. I just had blue wall in my head.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but we have to paint this wall blue.
Yeah. Accent wall. And it's sweet. It was great. I had immediate buy-in on that. And then we go, okay, well, we can paint some other stuff blue too. Like where there was a strip of, I don't know, decorative strip that was around the kitchen area. So that got painted blue. You painted the magazine rack blue to accent that. And then there's like you got kind of with a longer camper. You're what, 10? Are you 10'1"? 10 foot 1 inch, I think.
We're 9'11".
Oh, you're 9'11". Okay. So I'm 9'6". So you got 5 more inches there. And there's like a little coffee bar on the right side of the camper, a little counter. And then so painted that back wall blue as well. That came out really good.
Yeah, it really started to come together. I got to totally admit that I did not have any sort of vision at all. But once we started painting, multiple surfaces blue along with the other color, it started to lead us down that pathway of a pretty cool road.
Yeah. So you guys went to town on the inside, and I was working on the outside, and we came to the realization that we needed to remove both windows in the cabover section on the left and right side, the driver and passenger side, if you will. And I'm like, oh, crap. So windows came out pretty easy. And then we were able to carefully, this was the scary part. There were several scary parts for me where it's like, if you fuck up, it's going to cost a lot or look shitty trying to patch it back together. But the Phylon on the sides, separating that glue from the Phylon or from the Luon, the plywood, essentially, the real thin paneling, I guess would be a better terminology for it. So I carefully took a
you use kind of a scraper.
It's a scraper, but it's like I'm trying to think of the term for it. It does have a name, but it's got a pretty wide, heavy duty metal thinner end on it that you can use for removing nails and stuff. But I was able to carefully work that in between the wood paneling and the Phylon and start separating it. And so got that on both sides, was able to peel that back. And then we had the damaged wood exposed and then cut that out, removed all that. So demolition's always easy, right? The Phylon, obviously, we wanted to save, but the rest of the stuff we could just go to town on. Thanks to James' finesse there, it worked out really well. I learned that your finesse is your patience is not there when it comes to you're like a human one man wrecking crew. You're good at demo.
Yeah,
he's a bull in a china shop.
Yeah, bull in a china shop. But no, it was good. So we got that apart, and then the real work started, was patching new wood back in, putting the adhesive and getting the Phylon stuck back on the sides. So once we got that done, I was like, okay, we're rocking and rolling now. Luckily, the only damage on the roof was in that front right corner, and that was minimal woodwork there to get that. The rest of the roof looked great. And so then we started doing research, and there was a lot of YouTube University going on. And of course, people have their own opinion that they, you absolutely have to do it this way, or this kind of works, or, I watched this and this guy did this. And so I kind of, watched all this stuff. We watched some videos together and then collaborated and go, okay, well, this is our game plan. And worked out pretty good. I was happy with all that. But then we had to order material, the roof material in particular. And
is that a metal roof or a rubber roof?
It's a rubber roof. And there's rubber roofs. And then what this is TPO. It's called TPO. And
that's what I have. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were able to determine that at a local RV shop here in Minden. We took it in and they could have ordered it for us as well. But the sizing was a little screwy that they gave me. And the price was, unfortunately, quite a bit higher than what we ended up getting. So we ended up ordering online. But so I was like, okay, roof material. So, then you're reading about all this roof material and sourcing it, and then found a good price. That 45 mil is the thickness of this roofing material. And it's thick. I mean, it's hardy stuff. I'm impressed with it. And it has some fibers in it for reinforcement. So the old roof came up pretty easy. It was still, the adhesive was there, and I got it all peeled up, but then I put it right back down because the adhesion, the glue was still like tacky. So I was like, well, I don't want that to attract all the dirt and stuff while we're sitting here waiting to put a new roof on. So that actually worked pretty good. We peeled the old roof off right before we put the new roof on. The problem with the roof material, and we knew going into this, and people in reviews said, hey, it comes folded. They don't send a big old 10-foot wide roll, to your house. It was 9.5 feet wide is what the actual width was. And so they said, hey, as soon as you get it, lay it out. So I get this, and it's pretty heavy. And it's in this box, and I unfold it. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then I'm like, well, I can't leave it outside because we were still in, late winter, early spring at this point. And so I had it laid out in my dining room. I didn't have a dining room table or anything. So I laid it out in there. And, the house was heated and stuff. So I thought, well, that'd work out pretty good. And it did. It did relax and get pretty good. And then I was able to spread it out in the driveway like 3 or 4 times. And I rolled it up on a PVC pipe. And then that really helped it out as well. It didn't get 100% of the wrinkles out of it, but it came out pretty damn good. I was pretty happy with it. And I was, James came up and Rhonda and I go, well, here's your roof. What do you think? So we got it laid out and worked out pretty good in the driveway, I'd say.
So it's a single piece, right? It doesn't have the perforations already. You put it on and then cut the perforations.
Oh yeah, there are no perforations. You got a penetration. Yeah, you cut to fit. You cut all your vents. You cut everything, and yeah, it's pretty obvious. But it was nerve-wracking to say the least because you get one chance to cut it and cut it right. Because if you make a wrong cut, you just ruined, an expensive piece of TPO. So, any, I don't know. Were you going to say something, James, about the roof or? Uh-oh, they have no sound.
Yeah. The roof, it just kind of is what it is. I read some stuff afterwards after we had done it, and it sounds like that pretty much nobody gets all of those wrinkles out. Right. And, it's not going to affect anything. It's still weather tight. It's just more of a aesthetic cosmetic thing. So, but I mean, unless you're, 15 feet tall, unless you're Pete, Pete I don't think you're going to see it.
But yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that was kind of a crazy endeavor, but once we got it, and I'm like, okay, well, this is going to work out pretty good. And, watch some videos on how people were gluing it and stuff. And actually, Jonathan was up here that weekend. Jonathan Harry, right? And
yeah.
And then Kobe and Alicia were here. And Alicia watched a video. And because we were trying to figure out, one, we had enough people to get it up on the roof. But then how are we going to roll it out or how we're going to do this? So Alicia mentioned, well, they put it in the middle of the roof. And then had it folded so, it like, what do they say? They pay it out. You can just drag it and get it into it. It'd slide right into position, basically. So the glue went down with a roller and it's white. And then in about 15, 20 minutes, it turned clear. And that's when it was tacky and ready for the roof material to go down. So we were able to work it from the middle of the roof forward, got it set, and then used a linoleum roller to roll it out and get any of the air bubbles out and stuff and get it as flat as possible. And that worked out really well. And then did the back half of the roof and then the roof was on. But then you had all the penetrations cut. You had all the moldings on the side to line up and screw in. And so it was still challenging from that part. It was exciting to get the roof on, but lining up the metal moldings, and there's a screw like every 1.5 inches or so, I would say, that we had to line up with. I didn't want to put new holes in the camper. So we used all new screws, all new hardware. And James and I came up with a pretty good idea. We posted it on Instagram, but cut the head of the nail off and then held it with vice grips, needle nose vice grips. So it would go, the butt of the nail where the head would go into the camper hole. And then James would pull down really tight on the roof material. And then I'd press down and it would penetrate the roof and mark the hole exactly where the hole was existing on the camper. So we were able to mark that in 3 or 4 places per molding so that we could get it lined up exactly. And that actually worked out pretty good. I was pretty proud of myself for that one. We
definitely shaved off a lot of time of trying to poke every single hole, just getting 4 or 5.
Yeah.
The rest of the holes should be lined up at that point and you can just go to town.
Yeah.
Because if you had to sit there and try to mark every hole, you were going to be there for a while.
No, and the molding, we put the exact same molding on. Poor Rhonda spent hours upon hours cleaning off the butyl tape that's like super sticky. But I will say a total tool to have is an oscillating tool. I've got a DeWalt cordless stuff. So this DeWalt oscillating tool with they make a bunch of different scrapers for it. So we had one that wasn't super aggressive. It was a thicker blade. And that was our best method to get all the bulk of the adhesive material, the butyl tape and stuff, the old butyl tape off, and then wiped it down with acetone. So yeah, how'd you like that project, Rhonda?
Not my favorite,
yeah.
but have to be done. But yeah, I mean, they make that stuff to stick, and it certainly did its job because it did not want to come off.
It did, and that's the key for the weatherproofing is, you stick that onto the molding, and then that went on, screwed on, and then that stuff just squeezes out. That butyl tape squeezes out, so it not only seals the hole of the screw, but also makes a nice mating surface for the molding to the roof. And then, we caulked everything after that. But, so then putting on it's time consuming, but not difficult. It's just putting on all the vents. I mean, you got your refrigerator vent, your normal vents inside your bathroom vent. You've got your pipe vents, your sewer vents that come up through the roof. We did eliminate quite a bit, though. We eliminated the radio antenna. We eliminated the TV antenna. We eliminated the janky rack that was up there, the rack railing. What else? Was there something else that we eliminated? I don't remember anything else. So all we have up there...
that was pretty close to it.
Yeah. So all we have up there, is obviously the 3 roof vents. You got one over the bed, one in the camper, and then one in the bathroom, and then 2 sewer vents, the RV, let's see, a refrigerator vent, and solar panel. And then the penetration, because of your ladder penetrates the top of the roof there too.
Don't forget about the AC.
Oh, the AC unit. Yeah. So that was right in the center there. So that was simple. And what's amazing, we took that AC unit off to get it in the garage, and it's just 4 long bolts, and it sandwiches together. And there's a foam rubber piece in between. And so ordered a new foam rubber piece. So that went back together pretty smooth as well after we got it out of the garage, because we couldn't clear the garage door without it, or with the AC unit on.
That would have been bad.
Yeah. As it was a little tricky getting it out of the garage because the casters, kind of wander a little bit, and we had the buggy hooked up with the winch, so it was a controlled. It didn't just start gravity taking over and take it right out of down the driveway into the neighbor's yard. So that worked out pretty good. But talk about the Phylon in the front. So that was another big deep dive. You watch a couple YouTube channels. One guy did it like fiberglass. He just, was Mr. Fiberglass, and he fiberglassed the whole front, which I thought, well, that's pretty cool. That's a one and done, sealed up. But fiberglass is messy, and I kind of wanted to go down that road, and then James talked me out of it. So I think that was a good call. You did a little fiberglass work on your buggy.
Yeah, I smashed up my hood up at the Buns property doing Winnie the Pooh. And so when I came home and, did that project with a good friend, man, what a mess. And I just, that was a small scale operation. I couldn't even imagine how much fiberglass it would have taken to do that whole front. I mean, that'd be more than a Corvette or something.
No. Yeah, it would have been similar to doing a Corvette for sure. But yeah, so we go, okay, let's go back with Phylon, and then we're like, well, let's eliminate the cardboard. Well, you got to have something that rounds, that does these corners, right? You got the nose, and it, as soon as it comes right off the roof, it curves down. Then you got a flat piece, and then you got another curved piece at the bottom. So I said, okay, well, we can make this a lot better. So, the factory is obviously cost conscious, and they're looking at weight, and, I'm sure there's a ton of factors, and the time, the labor that it takes to do it. So, they just glue it to cardboard and call it good. But we used ram board that I had, that we used in the landscape industry, and it's in the construction industry used too. It's a thick, non-cellular cardboard, so it doesn't have the the openings in it there that you use to protect hardscape and stuff, or for us, we were, you pour concrete and then you had to drive over it with a tractor. You could put this stuff down, and people use it in construction and homes when they get the floors done, and you can protect the floor while you're finishing up other stuff. And that worked out really well. And then use the paneling on the flat section, and we got the shape dialed in pretty damn good. I was happy with that. And then the Phylon. So the Phylon came. Let's see. So the camper was 8 feet wide, and I can't remember. I think it was like 65 inches or so, somewhere in that neighborhood that it needed to be cut from the roof down to where it met to the Phylon underneath the cabover part, the bed there. And so I'm watching videos on how to cut this Phylon, and the best one, and did some sample cuts, and sheet metal shears worked the best. Believe it or not, it was odd. It was a pain in the ass. It took time, but you could get the cleanest cut that way. And so had to cut that thing 8 foot wide. And again, that was nerve wracking, because it's one cut or you just ruined a perfectly good piece of Phylon. It came rolled up. And it was, I think was it 10 foot? It was 10 foot wide. So it came in a 10-foot tube.
Wide.
10-foot tube, and then you can buy it in different lengths. And we cut that down to size, and I'm like, okay, here we go. And then it was a real pain in the ass. Rhonda, James, and I had to work this thing into position and come up with an idea to get it in position so I could get a couple holes drilled and get it secured. And we're like, okay, do we go from the bottom up? Do we go from the top down? We decided to go from the top down. That actually was a good call, because James and I were on ladders on either side of the camper, and then Rhonda just popped her head up through the skylight there above the bed and was able to help, work it and hold it once we got it in position. And some good old tape held it as well. And then it was like, okay, I was happy with the position of it. And then we got the drill out and sent it and threw some screws into it. So, that was cool. And then once we got that point, then we put down the adhesive and started working from the top down and rolling it out. And then we got it all the way down to the curved part at the bottom, and stopped. And then when we picked back up, it was putting that curved piece back in, or we had to cut the bottom now to fit where it met up with the existing Phylon that was underneath that was still good. And there's a molding there, so it meets at this molding. And that was a little tricky, but it worked out well. And boy, what a difference having new Phylon on there. It looked like, brand new camper.
Yeah, I was blown away by how great it looked. Plus, that was another thing we eliminated was the lights up on the front there for the marker clearance lights.
You're right.
And so that just prevented another water intrusion spot there as well.
Another penetration.
And it's clean, it's sanitary, it's super nice now without those up there. And it came out really, really nice. But it was definitely a tough project on that side. It took three of us, I think, the majority of the time getting it in, because we'd have to hold it up. And then, as we're working down, from the top down, we'd spray the glue and everything like that, put it down, use the linoleum roller to roll it, and then kind of progress a little bit further down, spray glue again, roll it.
Yeah.
And it was a little bit time consuming, but it went very smooth and well. So it's something you want to take your time on. That Phylon, is not very, I would say, strong. And so you have to really be careful not to crack it or anything like that.
Yeah. If you get it bent too far, it would crack. That's right. That's a good point. So we eliminated those LED lights that were on the front, the clearance lights. And it's just super clean now. But man, got that adhesive glue that we fried some brain cells with that stuff. Holy smokes, that was some strong stuff, man. I was like,
I'd say the Gorilla Glue was definitely worse when we were spraying it inside the camper. We were definitely came out of there after it felt like we went to a Willie Nelson concert or something.
You guys are setting off the alarms.
It did. It set off. It set off the propane or the carbon monoxide alarm in the camper.
Carbon monoxide sensor.
Yeah, it was not happy. Holy smokes! But
you guys
we were
have
happy.
like a fan blowing fresh air in there or anything? Or
no,
nope,
no. We just sucked it up.
That would have been smart.
Yeah,
that would have been a good call.
It was good. We didn't have to drink that night. We were just happy. And so, anyways, so once that Phylon got in, I was like, okay, great. And then put the corner moldings on, and those went on pretty smooth. I was happy with that, and it's super clean. And then at that point, I was like, okay, this is actually coming together pretty good. Windows were back in, the molding was on, and I'm like, okay, this is working, and a lot stronger, a lot better than factory. So, good to go for a while there. Now, just keeping up with caulk maintenance. Should we get?
Yeah. Definitely got to be able to handle your caulk when you're working on campers.
That's right. And
so how many tubes of caulk were needed? I mean, you use the self-leveling stuff on the top, and then you use the other stuff on the side, right?
So self-leveling.
So I mean, I'm going to be redoing mine. I'm just curious what we're talking about. Are we talking about 5 tubes, 10 tubes, 20 tubes?
Yeah, so you're right there. 6 tubes for the top, but that's all from scratch, right? That was covering everything over again. So when you're re-caulking, I'd say you're probably going to use like 3, maybe 4 tubes on the roof. And you want to make sure everything's cleaned off with mineral spirits, or you can use acetone. You just don't want it to sit on the roof for a while or anything. Get it on, get it off right away, but it cleans it up really nice. So yeah, that's it. And then on the sides, it was 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we went through 7 tubes on all the moldings around the roof, and then the front moldings on the nose cone, and then underneath. Yeah, so I think we were somewhere in that 7 tube range. And I was like, man, I want to get a good electric caulk gun. And I'm glad I did, because that was like, it made the job a lot easier for just laying a smooth bead out, and your hand didn't cramp up trying to pump the caulk
squeeze the trigger
times. Yeah.
So
it worked out good. Worked out real good.
I definitely would say that oscillating tool and that caulk gun are the probably 2 most valuable tools on that job.
We use that a lot. Yeah, we use those a lot. And then the nut driver, the 1/4-inch Ugga machine, works really good for driving all the screws and everything and taking it apart.
Were those all those screws? Were they square drive screws like I have?
They were square drive, and then so we put Philippe's in, and all new hardware, everything. And where there was water damage, they were rusted out and stuff. But most of the hardware came out really, really clean. So that was good. So that's pretty much the exterior. So the interior, so we alluded to the paint and redoing that. We got the color scheme going, the gray and the blue, and then the interior really started to go to different levels here, because it's like, hey, while you're here, might as well just knock it out of the ballpark. So talk about what transpired on the interior there.
Just real quick on the materials, I got to add, especially on the roof, I've lived by ever since I heard it from you, buy once, cry once. I mean, when you're taking a roof apart like that, put all new stuff back in there. You do not want to have to open up that can of worms again. And and that's what we did on the inside too as well. We just started. Yeah, it was definitely a little more costly, but hopefully we get at least another 10, 15 years out of this thing, and don't be afraid to just do it once and call it good. So with that, we spent a little extra on the good quality paint when we painted the inside. Let's see what else. The hardwood flooring, that was pretty funny when we ended up with choosing the color scheme, and right next to the paint was the flooring. It was like, oh, well, here we go. We're here. We might as well grab that too. So let's see. And then, the lighting, we had everything apart at that point. So it was like, okay, might as well just replace it all with brand new LED lighting. It'll definitely save on power consumption when we're out.
Absolutely.
Off grid. And it was definitely the right call. It's so much brighter in there with using so much less power. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Ended up getting. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that was a good, really good upgrade. You mentioned all the vents. So got some new fans for the roof there. You got some fancy remote one with the lid that opens and closes and all that stuff. So good time to do those upgrades, and new RV vent. Everything was new that we put back on the roof, so that was good. And then the LED lighting inside. So, and then you got rid of the blinds.
And then, we have those balances that are in probably most campers. And when we pull them off, and I was like, what do we do with these? Like, I just figured getting them reupholstered to actually look good was just going to be expensive and very difficult to do. So I just said, forget it. We're just tearing those out. And we ended up going to curtains. So my friend made us some curtains. We just went and bought the already, made blackout curtains, and then she just cut them down to size of what we needed, and then just put up curtain rods with some sticky
double-sided tape kind of thing going on. So that way, if you do need to take the curtain rods off, you can just use a heat gun and they'll come right off without hurting your paint or anything like that.
Yeah, and they lock into place, so they hopefully won't bounce around and fall off when we're driving down the road.
Yeah. And the good thing about those curtains, not only are they blackout and stuff, but you can take them off and throw them in the washing machine, where the blinds, those things are a pain in the ass, and as dirty as our campers get in all the remote places that we go, the dust and all that stuff. So that's a huge upgrade. I was like, might have to look into that.
Well, Boone Road will be the big test on the stick on the tape you used.
Yes.
Yeah. See how it works. Yes.
And Meadow Lake
Road. Motherfucking Boone Road. And Meadow. Well, I think Boone Road's worse than Meadow. Well, we don't know about this season, but last season Meadow Lake Road was a dream.
Yeah, and Boone Road was terrible.
Yeah, for sure. I think the stuff that we used is actually going to be plenty strong enough, because we actually messed up on one of them. Or actually, no, I think one was actually broke. We didn't notice it. We stuck it on the wall, and then we had to get it off. And believe me, without a heat gun, it felt like you were going to take the wall with it. So I think it's going to work out really well.
Good.
Yeah. Then what else we did?
Let's see. Also, I think we did we reupholstered the couch.
That's
the kind of more matched the whole blue kind of accent theme. Ended up going down to a local spot in Yuba City. They were absolutely fantastic, and just kind of picked out like 6 different fabrics, and we ended up sending one to you, and we all kind of just was like, I think that's going to really tie in. So we went with that. A little more on the expensive side, because it was more of a commercial grade material, not necessarily. It was way overkill for what we were going to do. I think it's probably going to last far past the lifespan of that camper. So, but it'll be good.
It's a cool mountain scene, cabin scene, and it does pick up the blue accents in there and stuff, and I like it. It's totally custom. It really, really set it off nice. And then the floor. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like you mentioned mountain theme on that, and that's what the theme of our camper is it's definitely a mountain theme. We ended up on the blue accent wall that's behind the bed, we put a mountain decal. So right when you walk into the camper, you just see a mountain on the wall. So it looks very cool.
It came out really good. So it's a white decal, so it pops off that. It's a darker blue, the color that you chose. And yeah, you're right. You open the door and it's like boom, right there in your face, and it's very cool. I still got to look for that Glen Plake skiing sticker so we can put that on there in the mountain there, skiing down.
Exactly. Need him backflipping off the top.
Yeah. I do have a Glen Plake air freshener for you in here too that you can put in there. But yeah, that was all Rhonda, and she found that online, and holy smokes, it was a great addition. And then you have a sticker above the door too. So as you're walking out of the camper, what does that say?
It says adventure awaits.
Yeah, adventure awaits. And then if you look,
I think was good since.
Yeah, if you look real close on the lower right side, it says Toyota suck too. So you got to really kind of get close to see it. But it does say that.
Perfect.
I don't know, for that little blue wall, we were trying to think what to do, and James said we should put Toyota suck up there.
You should. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then you got where the little coffee area is, the coffee bar. You got a little barrel head decoration there.
Yeah, it's because that's, you call that coffee bar, but it's our whiskey bar.
Our whiskey
we don't
bar.
drink coffee.
Yeah.
So that's where our whiskey goes. Whenever we get to a place, our whiskey bottles go there. So I got,
yes.
Yep. So I got a little round. Yeah, it's a wooden circle, and it says Davenport's whiskey bar.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Very
yeah.
cool.
See, I kept calling it the coffee bar. I was being too mellow. Yes. Let's call it what it is. The whiskey bar. Very cool. I'm jealous. I just set the whiskey bottles behind my stove on my kitchen counter. So, yeah.
Now you've got an entire separate building or trailer, if you will, to store all your whiskey.
Yeah, that turned out really good and works well. Yeah, it's fun. What else? Oh, and then we did the strip LED. So it came from the factory. It had strip LED like night light above the bed. There's a little shelf, and there was a nightlight there type deal, and we changed that out, upgraded that to 2025, and put a color LED, color changing LED, so you can pick your mood, whatever color you're feeling, and that turned out really well.
Does it sync to music?
I think it does. It might, maybe not. I don't know.
I haven't got that far.
Yeah. But it does strobe the colors, or it'll flash, or change colors slow or fast. You can, it's all that new LED technology, so you can dial it in however you want. And there's some cool blues that we were playing with, and yeah, it's that was a nice little upgrade there. And then changed out the reading lamps to LED, and those have like 3 different white lights that different brightness, different the Kelvin. Your 2700 is like your warm, and then you go up to 5000 is your bright white light. So you can dial that into, and it's got USB ports to plug in your electronic devices, charge them up and stuff. So
that's what I want to put in mine. Those would be cool.
Yeah.
I can send you the link if you want. They're pretty cool.
They're nice, and they're real compact, and yeah, I was impressed with those. And the radio.
Send me the link.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Bluetooth radio. Speaking of, I got to give a shout out to Carlos and Kim, Tac One Fab. They showed up that day. We were banging and clanging away on that camper, and they showed up with lunch. Fed us all some amazing sandwiches, and then Carlos came out and wired in the new stereo for us. So that was awesome. Thank you, Carlos.
Yeah, so
cool.
they were in the hood and checking out their new property, and then called us up and said, "Hey, we're heading to Minden Meats. You guys want a sandwich?" And we were like, "Hell yeah!" So they picked up sandwiches for us, brought it in. We had lunch, and then before I knew it, Carlos was like, "Hey, where's your pliers? Where's this? Where's that?" You know, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, get that radio going." So he got the radio installed and in no time at all. And we had some tunes going in the camper there, so that was cool. Another nice upgrade. That's going to be really cool to just tie in, Bluetooth now, and all the speakers worked, and it was nice.
Did you put solar? Is there solar on the roof also, or no?
Yes.
Yeah, we have 2 solar panels. I believe they're 175 panels each.
Yep.
So we got quite a bit of power up there now. So we shouldn't have to worry about draining our batteries anymore.
Right on. And the last thing I wanted to ask, with all the upgrades and the water intrusion that occurred, did you change out the mattress, or is it the original same mattress?
The mattress that's in there is an upgraded one. Luckily, it did not get moldy.
Good.
I was able to pull it out, and it really, the only part that got like a little bit of moisture was on the right side. That was closest to the right side window where the water had came down the front. But it really didn't get wet necessarily. It just got exposed to, I would say, like the moisture in the air, I should say. So luckily,
getting that out of the camper must have been a bitch, huh? Or did you remove it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it came out for the full remodel. It had to come out, and it's going to be interesting getting it back in with. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Oh, you don't have it back in?
No, we just we got the camper home. I just unloaded it off the trailer tonight, and then hopefully off the truck, and so hopefully maybe we'll start getting some things together. But I also got to run back up to Reno to do some shock tuning, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
ratchet straps. I hear are your friend for that.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, you got an appointment with Shock Jesus here to get the buggy dialed in, huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I believe Carlos again, Tac One Fab, he's going to be up there. I'm not sure if Trent's going to make it, but it's going to be close on. He's getting his 4Runner done and then going to take it up there. And I was talking to Carlos about it, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, talk to Trent. You might be able to piggyback on the shock tuning party." And so. Talked to Trent, and he gave me an invite, and so
right on.
Pretty awesome to go up there, and really looking forward to it.
That's going to be like your 5th weekend in a row in Nevada.
Oh man, I feel like we should just. I mean, we've stayed at your house for so much. I mean, I think we technically have rights to that bedroom at least.
Well, I don't know. You got to fight Brian and Carol for that one,
right?
Yeah, no, that's cool. So yeah, what are we missing anything there? I mean, the flooring worked out great. So it's an LVP, that luxury vinyl flooring, and waterproof, and it's going to be so much easier to clean, and it looks great. The color matched up real nice with the cabinetry and kind of accent. It tied everything in to really, really set off that interior. I don't know. You guys got anything else? Summarize here.
Just a big shout out to you, Jason. I mean, you ramrodded this project, and it went smooth, and very time consuming. The work you put in, the craftsmanship is absolutely amazing. I know that molding on the floor gave you a run for your money for sure. Thanks for doing the project and having us up there this whole time. And I mean, it's been a solid several months of work that we put into it up there. So thanks again.
No, it was good. I definitely learned a lot. I mean, I've got pretty good carpentry skills, and definitely not an expert on anything, but I was, like I say, the roof and the front pylon really kept me up at night wondering how we were going to do that and make it right the first time. And yeah, just good old YouTube University, talking to people and kind of experimenting with a few,
Mm-hmm.
materials and see how it reacts, and then go, okay, this is the direction we're headed. We had a lot of conversations over whiskey and what our final outcome was, the night before, and then get up in the morning and then start hammering it out. So, yeah, it's definitely not a shade tree mechanic project. Having the indoor space to do it is essential, in my opinion, unless you live in a very arid, dry environment like what Nevada is. But it's still you have to deal with the sun and wind here in the afternoon, and it just would make that a really miserable project outside. So if you had some kind of interior carport or something to work on it, definitely I wouldn't even consider it without that. Yeah, and then just yeah, anybody got any questions, feel free to reach out. But yeah, it like any construction project, it just evolves, and you don't know what you don't know until you start ripping into it to know how bad, extensive the damage is and everything. So, but it's totally doable, and if you got some time and patience, go ahead and tackle it. But if not, I know, yeah, you got some bids at the beginning, huh? It was like places were telling you 10 to 15,000 to re-roof it and fix any damage.
Yeah, that was just a roof. That wasn't, including anything extra. That was just roofing and maybe some new vents and stuff like that. That was not including any of the, the lighting, the floors, the paint, the reupholstering, all the stuff that went into the interior. So we definitely didn't even come close to that mark.
Yeah.
By doing it with you, Jason. So,
well, considering what brand new units, campers are costing nowadays off the dealer lot, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, I'm hearing, obviously renovating an existing, and some people would argue better built, older unit. The bones are better on the older Lances, and, people, obviously people that have bought a lot of RVs during COVID, that were in the last 5 to 10 years, complain a lot about the quality of the build. And I these are complex systems that roll down the road and are subjected to significant forces. They're loaded, unloaded, and barreling down the freeway and going down mountain roads like Meadow Lake Road, or of course Boone Road. But the idea of, a lot of people would go and spend 70 grand on a new camper, and they wouldn't dream of taking it to the places that we take our campers.
True. Yeah. And I told, when we first were talking about all this, I said, hey, go look at some used campers, go look at new campers and see, let's make sure we want to go down this road, before we tackle it, because yeah, it's a big project. But yeah, so you guys went out and looked at campers and found an Arctic Fox that you liked, but it was quite a bit of money.
It was 53,000, I believe, out the door.
Uh-huh.
It was, I can't lie, it was really nice. Had all the upgraded new bells and whistles and latest greatest toys. But it's just anything you buy nowadays. In my opinion, the craftsmanship and the quality is not there anymore. And it seems like we've had a lot of good friends who have bought new and pretty extravagant RVs, and they're having nothing but problems. And man, I could not spend that kind of money and have problems. I mean,
Right.
It would be, it'd be a struggle to even afford that, to begin with. But then to have nothing but problems, it was like, okay, no. So then, we scratched that off the board, went back to the used market, and, now that we've, been around your camper, Kobe and Alicia's camper, the one that they used to have, and our current model now. And we really absolutely love the floor plan of our camper, and finding that was going to be nearly impossible to do so. But then also is like, okay, I found a couple that was worth like looking at, and their prices were around, like 10,000 or so. But you still have the same problems. You still have some DLAM and some areas on the camper. So it's like, okay, what am I getting into? Am I getting back into a used camper that has water damage the same as mine?
Right.
Or is it just sat in the sun too long,
Right.
Which I think my camper had a combination of both,
Yeah.
I should say. So, it's a pick your poison, and hope you got some good friends, and luckily I do. So shout out to everybody who helped out with the camper, and glad it worked out.
Yeah, I think the key was the floor plan. You guys really like that floor plan, and it is a cool floor plan. It's got the couch, like we like, instead of the dinette, and you got that whiskey bar. We'll just call it what it is, the whiskey bar there. It's just a really good layout, and that was one of the things I told you. It's like if you fall in love with some other floor plan on another camper, great, but if not, let's rebuild this one and go with it. So. Yeah, I mean it's crazy, but as much as we use our campers, it was a good investment, and I think we added up our materials, and we were somewhere right around that $3,000 mark, or a little bit more than $3,000 in material. Right, we were somewhere.
And I think that was without counting the couch. The couch was probably one of the most expensive things, but. That's all right. I think with the couch, it would have been 4,000, but that's still 4,000 compared to over 10,000 for just a roof is incredible.
Yeah, you're right. And we did so much more than what would have happened if you just brought it to the dealer and got things patched up, and roadworthy again. So it's cool stuff. It's our glamping, our Lance life is alive and well, and it was cool to help facilitate that, and definitely learned a lot along the way. So if anybody is thinking about tackling the project, call me and I'll talk you out of it. But no, I'll give you the takeaway.
He'll give you a quote.
Yeah, the takeaway is it's definitely possible, and it's, do you have the facility to do it? Realistically, and then do you have the skills? And if you don't, are you willing to learn and have the patience to knock it out? So because it is time consuming, and there's a lot of things going on. But hey, you can do it. So
you can do it.
You can do it. But I don't know. Is there anything else to add? You guys wanna add, or that we missed, or would you do it again? Would you? I don't know.
I don't know if I'd do it again, but in the same breath, for how affordable it was in the end, it was definitely the right call financially. Hopefully, we don't have to do it again. And, if we got to do it again, hopefully it's in, like I said, 15 years or better down the road. And hopefully, they come out with maybe something a little better with better quality and stuff, and not for something unobtainium price.
Right.
Just keep up with your cock.
Well, and that's it. It's so, it's unfortunate. And most people just don't get to store their RVs at their house. They just don't have the room, or the HOA, says no, or, you can't do it. So, getting out there and checking the roof, get up on the roof and just look and do a real get down on your hands and knees and start really paying attention, to it. And, we looked at your camper, it was like 5 months before King of the Hammers or something.
We looked at it for I don't remember what we were doing, but we looked at it for some reason.
Yeah.
And we didn't even, I don't think we even noticed anything wrong at that point.
Yeah.
So it kind of happened in between there and Hammers.
Right.
So, and that's, like you said, that's the problem with storing it somewhere else, you can't catch something that happens, or or be proactive on things that you can't see.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And
no
obviously,
doubt.
the sun, I mean, that's what happens. It just dries out that caulk, and then it shrinks, and then that's where the problem begins. So getting up there and really looking at that and, poking at it, see if things are still in a good, flexible shape and not dried out. It's one of those forgotten things. I mean, you just go inside your camper and get stuff and check things out inside, but you got to get up on that roof and see and check, around the sides and the windows and all that stuff. So that's the, the big message, the takeaway. Even, what we did, it's like, hey, yeah, we're good now, but it's not going to hurt to get back up there at the end of summer and just get our eyes on it again and just keep an eye on it, and then, keep the roof clean and then recaulk when when things start going south. Catch it early.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Chris,
Yes, sir.
you got how old is your Lance?
It's 2015, so it needs some love. It's 10 years old, but the first however many years I owned it, I was able to store it indoors, so I gained some lifespan based on that.
Yeah,
but I did have when I not long after I bought it, I don't know if you remember, I was at remember that spring clinic at Hollister where it rained like the Dickens.
Yeah.
And it was like we were huddling under. It was muddy up there at the old obstacle course, and after the class and everything on Saturday night, we're all huddled under easy ups around camp, and we had the fire going and whatever. And it was actually raining inside my camper because I had some sort of leak that I was chasing.
Yeah,
the vent over the just inside the door.
Correct.
I ended up finding I ended up taking that whole assembly apart and removed the butyl tape and redid butyl tape and redid I took all the caulk off and redid new self-leveling caulk on it, and that it still leaked after that. Which blew my mind. And what I ended up finding is the previous owner, and I don't know how I missed it, but they must have clipped a branch with that rack, the Thule rack on the roof.
That's right.
And right above the bathroom, there was some damage there. And I ended up taking all that hardware off, and I just slathered that hole with caulk.
Right.
So that stopped the leak. It's been completely dry since then. But, this at the end, towards the end of the summer, I'm going to get up there. I'm going to strip all the caulk off and redo everything, but I'm going to have Craig help me with that because of my physical limitations.
Yeah.
So at least I hope he can help me with it.
Well, there you go. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's a project. It takes, it's just time consuming, especially if you got a rubber roof. You got to be careful scraping the old caulk off, removing the old caulk, but
absolutely.
Metal roof, obviously a little bit more forgiving there. But yeah, that's good. That's right. I forgot about that leak that you had too. Yeah. Yeah. It's just inherent. The campers, I mean, it sucks. You spend all that money, but, they literally just slam them together. And the other key point, like you said, is indoor storage is just absolutely awesome if you have that luxury. But most of us don't, and it's sitting outside and baking in the sun, and it's just
getting
deteriorating,
sandblasted or whatever.
Yeah,
so
exactly, in the desert of hammers.
In some news, there was a notification on Facebook from the new owner of Lance Camper. So Rev does not own Lance Camper anymore. It's an independently owned company again. So that press release came out, and I'll see if I can track it down and put a link to it in the show notes. But we're here, we're all Lance owners here. Obviously, there's Arctic Fox, and James just mentioned Arctic Fox a little bit ago, and I looked at the Arctic Fox that's sized for my truck back when I was shopping for them. And boy, the Arctic Fox, you're right, James, those are nice, but man, they are a lot heavier than the Lance Campers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you're basically, all of our trucks are always overloaded, and I didn't want to have even more weight on the bed of my truck. And, you add the trailer and tongue weight and of course the Jeep and everything on it. The idea of, I think the Arctic Fox is like 800 pounds heavier than the Lance. And I'm like, that's a lot of weight, man.
Yeah.
And my one of my regrets is having, my Lance is an 855S. So that means it has a slide on it, and it's built for a short bed like I own, but I kind of regret getting the slide. I wish I had not gotten the model with the slide, because I think that has like 500 pounds to the camper,
Yeah.
And, more complexity and more points of failure and more leak points.
True.
Now, knock on wood, I've had no leaks, but, and obviously it's worked out well for us as a remote studio when we're hosting, celebrities and other guests. That it's nice to be able to sit at the dinette and record, an episode. So in that regard, it's been great. But if I had to do it all over again, I think I'd rather have a floor plan with a couch.
Yeah, for sure. The couch is nice because we're always eating outside and. Outside quite a bit, but the couch is nice to just kind of chill too. But yeah, well, we're ready to wrap this up.
It's a deep
Put a bow on
subject.
it. It's a deep subject for a shallow mind.
So if you have any questions for Jason or James regarding this big project and the upgrades to Jason's camper, which it sounds like James and Rhonda are super stoked about, and I'm happy for them that they are back in the saddle again with a mobile house.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to see it.
Living in the lap of luxury as we off-road and have a hot shower after trail days. So James, you want to give a shout out or give James and Rhonda, what are your IGs or your emails or anything if you want to have people contact you?
Just hit us up on the IG, Samurai James 1 or
the _ Lady Samurai.
That's right.
There you go. And of course, Wheeling Wine Whiskey's IG is at Wheeling Wine Whiskey. You can also call and leave a voice message if you have questions with Jason, and that number is 408-800-5169. And at some point in the near future, we're going to have those back on the show.
We'll get it figured out. It's just,
and you can email Chris at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. You can email Jason at wheelingwineandwhiskey.com. Don't forget to check out Ruby Tracks at rubytracks.com. And hopefully you're saving your pennies, because I know it's summertime right now, but that means we're getting that much closer to winter.
Winter will
and you're going to want to get out there with your Ruby Tracks.
Get out there. I love it. Made up the old tagline.
And of course, irate4x4.com, another great supporter of the show and a great avenue to interact with us. And to you can support the show directly if you so desire by going to Watch, Listen, and Discuss. Scroll down to Wheeling Wine Whiskey, and you can see on the right side of the screen links to support the show through PayPal. Not required, but definitely appreciated. So
yeah, and if you got a shirt,
that covers it.
If you got a shirt or some swag during our giveaway, yeah, James is holding up his. He got one too. You got the color, the hero logo. Give us a little tag on IG, and we'll repost it. And appreciate the support there. That's super cool. All the representation out there, and we do have the new improved stickers. It's a subtle change, and our fans will notice. But if you're new to the podcast, you're going to be like, "Oh no, that's just a cool sticker." So, hit me up. I just mailed a bunch out today from reviews and people that hit me up. So, I got some fresh set of stamps here and ready to go.
Nice.
All right. Well, with that,
we're out.